Well, looking at the text tools, got this one. Okay, and this one is good. The only thing about this one is that it's too simple. I mean, this is it. That's all it does. Good thing about it is that I can rotate in this view, but that's it really. Nothing more to it. So what I'm wondering is, why is this one the default one and not this one? That's what I'm wondering, because this one is much more advanced. The only difference about this one is that I can't hold down Alt here and rotate here. Maybe this is a script or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, this one is much more powerful. You'll see here is that, well, you got the font spacing, which is nothing special, it's just spacing. Font scaling, well, I'll just show you that. Extrude extent is basically just how much you extrude it, really. So, oops. Now this is good. Now you can see there's some overlap problem here, so I hope they can fix that, because this shouldn't really occur, not in a simple object like this. Let's just well, let's have a look at some other things first. So anyway, you can have single, you can have round, you got corner round. You can see that leaves some mess though, so you should be careful with that one. But all of these need some retouching, which is kind of like a shame. I wish, well, this one is good actually. As long as it doesn't go too high, I guess. Yeah. As long as it's, when it's 10, let's see. No, okay, it still does it. So, what am I doing? So there's a problem with not being able to hold down Alt and rotate here. So it still does it, even though, but you can see that there's some overlap problem here. You got to pump this one up, bevel segments, if you want the roundness to show. You got mirror. That's just basically mirroring this front here to the back, nothing more. Buffered will kind of like fix some of the corners. It's not too obvious here, but this one will add some corners to the text, and add some points really in the corners, and that's all it will do. In order for that to be, well, you can see here, you see that? It adds some points, and that can be good if you get some OpenGL bugs, but usually you're going to get overlap bugs, so it's not that, well, it's not all that really. Okay, so we got this, and surfaces. This is cool. It takes the face, side, and bevel as separate, creates separate files really. I mean surfaces. So you can texture the face or the side or the bevel individually. Layers export. This is actually when you hit OK here, it will save this. Like I said, it will save an object file and a scene file. The scene file will have all the letters tied to a null, so you can move that null. If you open that scene in LightWave, you can move the null, and then you will move all the individual letters. So the scene file, nothing special really, but it can be good to have instead of doing that manually. So this one, nothing big. Layers could be per letter or per word. So you saw that I had a bunch of layers here. That's because each letter had a layer. Now I'm going to say each word is going to have a layer. And just hit OK. You can see now that got these guys, these layers. I want to try something here, and that is because I'm kind of curious about this overlap thing. So I'm actually going to take this one, copy that to another layer, and let's expand this, delete, and loop, and create a polygon. Let's see now how I can do this. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to bevel it. This is what I'm kind of wondering. Why? Let's see here. Did I? Okay, it does overlap here as well. This is when you want to use bevel plus plus, I guess. It's not going to have that problem, or not, at least not in that to that degree. So maybe those guys should have a look at bevel plus plus. Okay, for some reason I haven't really installed that one yet. Okay, but I can link another video. I don't need to do it really right here. Okay, so that didn't work. I'm going to extrude this one now, select the points, and use let's see. Use a rounder. Sometimes I gotta. Oh, okay, here we go. Sometimes I gotta click the viewport actually to activate rounder. Okay, so you can see some of the same things happening here. I think what we need to do before we do this is that we need to bevel this inwards. Okay, then we kind of get the same problem. But anyway, it might be an idea for the programmers. I don't know. Maybe it can show some ideas on how to go around this. can do now, I didn't really mean for this to get this complicated, but if you can relax these edges, then you've come a long way actually. So let's say something like that. Okay. What we can do now is that we can once again take these points and use rounder. Sometimes you got to click in this viewport actually to fix that. You can see now that I got this. Now I got a nice roundness instead of. So if you look at this file here compared to this one, you can see that here it's kind of screwed up, while here it's nice. So yeah. You can see the difference here. Still need to do some tweaks, I guess, but still can put that first layer in the background and make those. I guess it didn't help that much right here, but maybe a bit. Well, could take a long time to tweak this, so let's not do too much. As you can see, so this is one of the problems when you get overlapping polygons like that. Then what are you going to do? If this was done in layout, if this tool was in layout, then, well, then what? You couldn't really tweak these errors, so that's an important thing to remember, really. Anyway, so that's the question. Why is this one the default one? That's what I don't get. Why is this one the default one when this one is clearly much better? That's what I don't quite get. So this one should go here, and this one should be removed. This one should also be removed. This one just creates a text, and that's it. It's kind of like, why? Why is it doing that? I don't know. It's just way too simple. It's just, just get rid of it. It shouldn't be there. If anything, these guys should be under more. And make text. Why is this one there? I don't know. So I don't know why it's like this. Text layers and multi-text could be merged, I guess. There's nothing too much to this. So just load a text here, and so you hit OK, and creates the text with kind of like a, I don't know, weird spacing, line spacing or so. You need to fix that, and that's the problem. Is this is not real time, so it's kind of like, okay, you're just gonna try this over and over again. So let's go with that one. Set this one to 1 meter. I have no idea if this is gonna work out. Click OK. No, didn't work. Gotta do that over again. 1.5 maybe. Way too much. Maybe I didn't hit return when I first did it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why. So maybe 0.5. Okay, not too bad. So this is nice in one way, but it's very limited. Good thing about this one is that I can actually edit this, so I can add some letters here and hit tab, and it will update actually. So when I hit OK now, it will actually use this new line here with these letters. So that's good. Kerning is not kerning here, so that's completely wrong. Kerning is when you have two letters next to each other, and the program automatically sees that there's too much space between two letters and fixes it automatically just between those two letters and not the rest. This, however, is spacing and not kerning. So say 20 here. You'll see that this is spacing, not kerning. You could get this effect with kerning too, and it will look quite similar actually. But the thing about kerning is that, okay, so remember this is not kerning, this is spacing. The thing about kerning is that it will find, let's see here, what letters look wrong, very wrong. Let's see. A typical example is, for example, an A or a V. Well, actually, I could just add that, couldn't I? Just make my own line. Does this import everything? I got these lines here down to Cartman. That's strange. I'm not sure about this. It made these lines, but not these lines. What's going on here? Strange. Okay, so found a bug. If that's a limitation, then that's a weird limitation. Anyway, I can I'll show the kerning again and why this is spacing and not kerning. I think audio video is a good example on kerning. And also A//team, for example, could be a good example too. Say OK here. Yeah, here we go. You can see when I wrote AV, now this program managed it. You can see the distance between the A and the V is very small, while in this one, while in Modeler, it creates a box around this letter and a box around that letter. So when these letters stand together, you'll see that it just looks weird. There's too much space here. What kerning would do is that it would move this one in a smart way closer to the A, so it will look better, much better. And it would do that with the letters necessary. So for example, it wouldn't do that to all the letters, only where it looks kind of strange. So for example, TE, it would move these guys just slightly more over here, actually. So that's what kerning does. It's not spacing. So also here, this one, kerning would fix that, move that like that. So don't make that mistake and type kerning here because this is spacing. Anyway, so nothing special with these settings. It's basically the same stuff that we've seen before. So you just got a bunch of stuff here that does the same thing. This one, you can almost get rid of it. The only good thing about this is that it takes these lines and you can edit them. So, I don't know. And you might wonder why this several lines is not possible to do in text in this here, text layers. Why can't you write several lines here or import a text file? So font spacing, that's what this is. This is spacing, font spacing. Anyway. Yeah, I know. This is actually correct. This is just an open GL box. So sometimes you can triple it and then merge the polygons again, and it will fix it. And actually, that worked now. So just be aware of that. It's not really anything wrong. It's an open GL box. So just triple that and merge. And if that doesn't work, what you do is you take these guys and use the connect tool to connect lines here. Something like that. Now this one got a bit funky, so I'll triple it and merge that again. But anyway. All right. What else? Yeah, so the problem is when you get these overlapping polygons, then what? How are you going to fix that in layout? One other thing that needs to be added, there are several things that needs to be added actually. Okay, so this is from Illustrator, and this one, we got that one, right? We got, can size this letter, and however, you can't do it after. The problem with modeler is that after you're done, I mean, you can't really size it afterwards. And maybe that's why this should be in layout, this tool, or one of the other reasons, really. Anyway, what we need here, what we need in layout, is we need to have this one in layout and be able to size it based on this this bottom position. So it would be something like this. Not only that, you must be able to do that to all the letters, right? Not just one, but all of them. So if I select one, I should be able to do that individually. And the same thing goes for all these other settings. Should be able to, for example, take this one and add an adjustment here to move it up or down. Also, you should be able to select the letter and be able to move it left to right individually. This one actually stretches the letter, so that would be nice too, I guess. So it basically go like that, something like that. I can only find the right one. Okay, so will be something like this. Oops. What isn't this? It will be something like that. And of course, this one too, which will stretch it. LightWave should be able to do that too. Stretch it like that. And also it should be able to rotate it. Here in Illustrator, you only can rotate one direction, but should be able to rotate it in all of these directions. Not only this one. And this one should also be able to rotate, of course, in the center of this object. So should be able to go something like this. And I guess you can add all of these functions like that, stretching, scaling, positioning, and also very important, like I showed before, this kerning thing, where you actually, well, I showed you that earlier on, what I meant. Basically, to adjust, if these letters are too far away from the side letter, then you should be able to move all of them by fixing that kerning. Just type kerning in YouTube and you'll see what it is. I guess it would also be nice to be able to thicken these guys, kind of like Photoshop had in the past, or was called false bold. And what it does is basically take this one, and I guess it's sort of the same as for normal move. Basically it does something like that. That would be nice. Not sure if how this one would work. Yeah, this one looks a bit funky because of this problem area right here. But if you could get rid of that, that would be good. I know Bevel++ has a somewhat good way of fixing that. I guess even though you can't fix that, even though you're not able to fix that in any way, I guess this, it would be much better to have this text tool in layout, or at least some kind of communication between. No, I'm going to take that back. It would be better to have it in layout, because going back and forth, you would still have to go back and forth doing this. So no. Also, another thing is that if you could have something like part move, function like that. So look into Deepon's part move. And maybe also polymove. Would be nice if you could add that, and also make it the text be able to explode and turn into liquid water and transform it into water monster. Yeah. Anyway, that would be very good to have something like that. Part move and polymove. I believe that's what it was called, right? Part move, yes, and polymove. Is that all? Plus node based, of course, but part move, polymove is node based, and also this text should be able to follow a spline easily. Is that it? Maybe. There's probably other things as well. After Effects wipe presets would be welcome as well. Looking at After Effects, it does have a lot of presets for animations. And actually this was even way back in the old days. So if you look at that, for example, this animate in, you'll see that you got tons of presets here, so you don't have to create all of these animations yourself. Just click on the preset and After Effects will do it for you. And the ability to do something like this fast would be, or just click on a preset, would be very cool. Maybe a bit much to ask, but if you look at it, you see all the great things that it can do. And of course this would be node based, so you could change this easily in LightWave, in layout. So This could be great, not only for text, but for other things as well. All right, I think I covered it in my gazillion minutes video. So that's how you can improve a text tool.